Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. and today we got part 11 of the disturbing part of the internet series. And we gonna get right into this, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment, stick down below. Let's go.
Hey and welcome to episode 11 of this format. I spent forever collecting the topics for this one, and honestly, I don't have any topics saved up anymore. I would greatly appreciate some suggestions if you have any. Feel free to share them on my subreddit or contact me through my socials. One more thing before we start. There's just stuff that I cannot cover on YouTube, so I decided to make a Patreon exclusive series in the future. It will be pretty much exactly this format, but it will contain stuff that I wouldn't be able to share on YouTube without restrictions. If you are interested, check out the Patreon. Alright, as always, do me the favor and subscribe to the channel, and let's dive into the first topic. This is a fairly recent case and amassed nearly 60 million views on TikTok. A TikToker shared a video showing her interaction with an intruder who broke into her second floor apartment while she was dancing at home. Initially, you cannot see the man in the footage, but in the second half of the video, she manages to record him.
Oh, I've seen this. This one's, the balls on this intruder is insane. The gall for anyone to feel they can just do this is next level.
Alexa, off. Who are you? Who are you? Please get off. Please get out. No, please get out.
What type of man breaks into the house of a woman and goes, "Am I your friend?" No, you're not his friend. You are a freaky weirdo just broke into a woman's house. You should be able to get your ass kicked. Now, obviously, I can understand why she's not gonna go fight him. You don't know what he's capable of. I can understand that. But this man deserves to get his ass kicked. You just walk up into a woman's house like that? No. My only thing to those women should definitely have your door unlocked. The man should not be able to walk into your house at all. The door, even if you're there, the door should be locked. Don't ever leave your doors just unlocked like that, ever.
Yes. Who are you? Please get out of my apartment right now. Please get out of my apartment right now. Get out. Get out. Hello? Please continue.
The man can be heard asking stuff like, "Am I your friend?" and "Are you sure?" when she responded that she wasn't friends with him. Towards the end, she knocked on her neighbor's door and fled inside. There were a few updates on this one. The first one has copyrighted music, so let me break it down. She basically says that she is on the lookout for a safe house ever since the incident and shared the name of the intruder. It's a guy that goes by Angel Moises Rodriguez Gomez. This man is 36 years old and was arrested by US Customs and Immigration Enforcement. He faced 5 charges and was found guilty. She also told BuzzFeed the following, quote, "In the days following the break-in..."
Who talks to BuzzFeed? Who talks to BuzzFeed? BuzzFeed is a name I haven't heard in any way in a while. When the heck was the last time BuzzFeed had any sort of relevance? God damn.
Hannah learned that the man lived in the building across the street from her. The morning after the incident, she told the leasing office what happened, and they brought him in for questioning. When his story didn't align with Hannah's video evidence, the police were able to call him down to the station. He pretty much exposed himself when he admitted to climbing my balcony, but lied and said that he was invited up. She further says, multiple women in Hannah's building have told her that they've also had uncomfortable encounters with the same man. To me, by this video going viral, it serves some sort of justice, she said. He won't be able to get away with what he's done, and that helps me feel a little bit better. However, he's still a danger. He's still walking freely, and that's not okay.
Agreed. I guess to police he didn't commit a crime. He just, even though he broke in, he walked into a place. Not, I guess Because he didn't touch her, he didn't commit a crime, I guess in their mind. I don't know. I don't know how you get away with that, but I've given up on trying to figure out the law anymore.
She also takes MMA classes now for self-defense, and there was one final update, which I can show you in its entirety.
The other day I interviewed on the Dr. Oz show. I was originally super excited. I thought it was going to be great. It did not turn out how I anticipated whatsoever. So, long story short, gentleman from the show ends up just saying what a crappy job I did at handling the situation with my intruder, talked about all of the things that I did wrong, and then, which is fine, what got me was he spent a lot of time showing off all this security shit and just little devices that you can use or buy, and then ends the segment with stay prepared, not scared. So I just want to piggyback off of that now. I can talk. Stay prepared, not scared. Buy yourself a firearm, learn how to use it, take up some self-defense classes, and take control of your life. Don't be a sheep. God bless.
I mean, if you have been watching my videos for a while, it should go without saying that a Ring doorbell camera or CCTV cameras around your house are definitely a worthwhile investment.
Yeah.
But to blame her specifically for what happened is really odd. I didn't check.
What? Wait, I didn't fully. So she went on a show and the show blamed her for what happened? Okay, let me explain the best way to think. Because yes, absolutely, there were parts of this to explain things. Her door was unlocked. That is a thing that could have been prevented. If she had locked the door, the guy wouldn't have just walked in, right? That's an easily. That is a criticism you could bring up to her, because in my opinion, never have your doors unlocked willy-nilly. But to blame her for it happening is absolute fucking nonsense. This man, no guy has the right to go up into a second floor place, climb up over her fence, and walk into her place. No one has the right to do that. It doesn't matter if you're what situation this woman is doing about. She's dancing. It doesn't matter what she's doing. You don't have the right to do that. So Dr. Oz, I believe I heard right, has no right to blame her for the situation and say what you should do in this situation. Better yet, you have no right to say, they have no right to blame her situation. They're not fucking her. It's easy for guys. That's usually why guys should not be the one interviewing women after this situation happens. It's easy for a guy to go over and say, oh, it's so easy, could have done this, could have done this, could have done this, should have this. You're not her. You don't know her mindset. You don't know what she thinks. Oh, you should have a firearm. You don't know, maybe she's uncomfortable owning a firearm. There are people who don't want to own a firearm all the time, and they shouldn't they shouldn't have to have, every person should not have to have a firearm on them 24/7 because of weird people, and then they shouldn't be blamed for it. Blamed for stuff happening because they don't own a firearm. That's fucking ridiculous. Owning the camera, having a doorbell camera, or having a camera, that could be a situation if she doesn't feel comfortable because it could be hacked. I would say as a thing that it's still worth the investment, and she could probably get one in the future. Take your self-defense classes. Fucking brilliant idea. I believe she's doing that afterwards. Brilliant idea, just to be on the safe side. That's a good thing. I suggest all women take self-defense classes if they're on their own, just to be on the safe side. It can't hurt to know how to defend yourself. You shouldn't be ever in a situation where you have to use it, but it's a good thing to know. But I will never, you can't blame her for this. She had nothing to do with that. She could not have controlled at all this weird fucking guy's thing. And believe that he could just walk up in there. There was literally nothing he could do. They have no right to blame her for that.
Check all of the interviews myself, but if she is saying the truth, then it's definitely not her fault that this
No.
happened. However, this clip was the final update on the situation, and she has been inactive on her TikTok ever since. But before we continue this episode...
Okay, we'll skip this because I don't have time for the... Oh, this one's weird. I've seen this clip. This clip's weirder. This clip's weird. I don't like this guy in this video. But yeah, this is, yeah, she has no right to be blamed for that situation. The girl in the last one, she did nothing wrong.
It honestly is a perfect title. Let's take a look at the footage. The woman in the footage was unaware that 3 men were observing her for a while.
The one thing you did, yeah, always be checkful of one for your surroundings. That's almost my detriment. Is I am so paranoid of my surroundings when I'm alone. To the point it almost is, I've had people think I'm paranoid. But you never know, right? You never know. And I probably am. I probably react to so many true crime things and watch so many true crime things and made me paranoid. I'd rather be paranoid than not, right? I'd rather be paranoid and be aware of my surroundings than not. So.
In the moment when she opened the door, they took the opportunity to steal her keys for the car. No one was harmed during the incident. The 3 suspects were later identified and arrested. The 16-year-old male was arrested for trespassing. The 17-year-old suspect was apprehended near Village Green Court and Brace Court. He was arrested for home invasion and motor vehicle theft. The last one was an 18-year-old named Brandon McGrew. He was charged for pretty much the same stuff.
Car altercation. What's this one?
This one is a pretty insane car altercation at a gas station. It is a really recent case, so I couldn't find a whole lot of information on this, but the footage is more than self-explanatory. Without taking too much away, let's have a look.
Okay. Oh! 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 What the f is going on? Oh! Oh! Oh my god, someone just carjacked!
It's really odd.
Someone got carjacked and just straight up destroyed the car in the process.
It seems like the most random thing in the world, and without any sounds, it doesn't make any sense. It seems to be a conflict and one of the people just snapped. Thankfully nobody was harmed, and the driver was arrested shortly after the police arrived at the scene.
Oh! I thought someone got carjacked and someone was trying to escape from being with the car, but they just suck at driving. I've seen some carjacks that end in bad driving, trust me. It's just, but that's what I thought happened here. I misunderstood the situation totally. Zavala Maggie Marlin. Okay.
Now this one was recommended by Zeus, and I have no idea how he manages to find these crazy cases, but this one is really insane. It's very well documented on social media as well. You would never assume what happens at the end of this. It's about the individual Savella Maggie Marilyn. She's a non-drug addict, and she posted multiple images of herself over the course of multiple months. All of it is in Spanish, so I had to mostly work with Google Translate here. Savella is 25 years old and addicted to hard substances like crystal. On her Facebook profile, there are many images where she can be seen smoking or posing with a glass pipe. Overall, these types of posts started at the end of 2017. She also can be seen roaming around the highways of her country, and in many images she appears to be inside trucks accompanied by different men in her underwear. The men generally look way older than she does, maybe in their 40s. Some images are very revealing. It's pretty obvious what they're doing in the truck. We know from her postings that she has at least one brother, that she gave birth to 2 girls, that she finished high school in 2015, and that Savella was a normal girl until she started
Sorry, I was reading something that someone sent me. Oh, good.
consuming substances. She makes a lot of posts which are really hard to decipher. It almost feels like an episode she's having, since most of it is just gibberish. Regardless, her final post is really worrisome. I use Google Translate on this, but I will make a few corrections so it makes more sense. It reads, "To Marilyn's family and sincere friends. Please look for her yesterday. I met her on Route 57. I took her to Querétaro. She isn't well, and her consumption of substances is still astonishing, which will surely end in a tragedy. I stay in the gas stations of the Petro Center. I use my phone and leave your face open to send this message. With all respect, she needs help urgently. She's wandering down the highway while only being semi-clothed. I hope I don't disturb anyone and that this message reaches the indicated people. Good night." So what I get from this is that she seems to be lost and no one knows where she is and what she does. Now while the account stopped posting, we actually know a lot more about her situation, and trust me, this is getting really messed up. First of all, on the 7th of June 2019, a Facebook account which seems to belong to the police made a post in which Savella was actually found. In the post, they asked the public for help to find her relatives. They further say, quote, "Arriving at the place where she was located, she was apparently disoriented and claimed to not remember her address or how to contact her relatives, which is why the officers proceeded to rescue her and bring her to the social work department of the secretary at the South District Police Station, where she was questioned by duty personnel." You might think that this is good news, but the biggest...
No, because they probably just send her on her way. That's what I have assumption at the end. They send her on her way, and she just ended up getting lost or her body being found.
This piece of this case is still missing. What about her daughters? Well, according to this website and another official article, Savella actually sold her 2-month-old daughter for more substance.
Never mind. That's worse. I thought we were going to story about her finding her, but now that's worse. That is worse than her just getting lost. Zavala can get lost again. Fuck that. If you have such an addiction that you sell your daughter for substances, fuck off. Get help. You need fucking help. Don't even try to deny you need help. The moment you choose substances over your daughters, you are help beyond control. Cause that is so fucked up. Fuck this dude. Fuck this girl. Fuck her.
Her addiction...
I know she has a problem, but that is insanity. That is a beyond help type of insanity. Like, who the fuck sells their daughter for drugs?
made her sell her own child. That's just crazy, man. This happened in 2014, so long before she documented herself on social media. The article didn't exactly state what happened to the minor, but from what I'm gathering here, I think the authorities rescued her. But that's just my theory on this. Regardless, after she was found in 2019, I didn't see any more updates on this.
I was trying to pause the damn thing. Yeah, I hope the minor was okay and was saved, because being sold to a drug dealer is not something I would want. But, I hope the minor's okay. I hope Zavala gets some help, because she needs it. God, does she need it. And she should not be allowed to be around her kid until they know she's, like, fucking stone sober. Like, she has to stay sober for, like, years. A year or two. For sure, just to make sure she's sober.
I found this video on the oddly terrifying subreddit. It received a large amount of traffic, and the footage is very strange. In the footage, we can see a woman who seems to observe something and decides to quickly take her pet inside. A man can then be seen approaching the front door of the house. According to the woman, he gave up on trying to enter through the front door and tried to enter through the balcony door instead. While this happened, she was on the phone with the police and locked herself up in her room until police arrived. She waited a total of 22 minutes while the guy was sitting on her porch. When the neighbor saw him, He pretended to water her lawn to appear as natural as possible. There wasn't a follow-up post from OP. However, if we check her Twitter profile, we see that she made a post confirming that the suspect was charged for trespassing and burglary. The restraining order was also approved by the judge. She said,
I don't know who this guy is. I don't know if he knew who she was. But that guy needs some fucking help. That guy is not all there in the head. You can just tell by watching his attitude. He's not all there.
Says that this wouldn't have been possible without the huge public interest in her case.
I believe that. I 100% believe that there was no way that guy would have gotten anything done to him if it was for the public thing taking it overboard and making it a big deal. Because police just don't see something like this as a crime for some weird reason I've never been able to understand. Very weird.
Now this one comes from a YouTuber, and he shared 4 videos across a time frame of a couple of days on this matter. I want to go through this step by step, starting with the first encounter. In this first one, the YouTuber captured the...
Oh, I've seen this one. Okay, we've seen this one. This was on the, I think this was on Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. I think so. I remember this video. That's the thing. I remember this case. This is a guy who's very, fucking bizarre. Like, he has an obsession with this guy. Keeps following him around, follows him on trains, sits right near him when he's on train. My man, if anything happened to me with this guy, I'd get his ass kicked. It was to me.
The last few minutes of his conversation with the other person. The other guy is called Gerard.
He wants to be friends with you.
Well, I don't want to be friends with you. I don't know how to say it. But I'm plainly saying it to you. I don't want to be friends. There's nothing you can do to convince me.
But what makes you uncomfortable?
You do. Your mere presence.
I thought we were good friends. I thought we were like... okay, if we're not friends, at least we were talking before. And you didn't think that we... Why don't you expect...
I would beat his ass. I'm sorry, listen. Listen. I thought I had to make sure my PlayStation didn't turn off. Listen. He's not all that. Okay? But if you keep... If I tell you multiple times I'm not your friend, and to leave me alone, and you don't leave me alone, you start to become a problem. You start to become a bad problem, and I deal with my problems, okay? I gotta deal with my problems. I deal with them one way or another. If you're a man, and you're my problem. If you're this man, and you're my problem, you're gonna get your ass kicked. Because then you'll realize, it will click, trust me, during that moment when I'm beating your ass, it will click in your head, you are not my friend.
And your friendships, not just more than... Have you known any Filipino?
Yes, I went to school with one. Yes, I didn't really get the vibe. I didn't really feel like we could be friends.
Why? But I can't help myself not following you for some reason.
That is creepy, man. Does he not hear himself when he says, I can't help but to follow you? That is creepy. Don't say that out loud. That is creepy.
I can't.
Now, the YouTuber says that he doesn't want to be his friend, and that he had been following him over the course of multiple months from the public transport to the parking lot. In the train, he also would constantly sit next to him. Gerard also has a hard time understanding that the YouTuber doesn't want to be friends with him and tries to blame it on personal features that he cannot control. He also says that he cannot help himself to not follow him.
Maybe I'll say hello once in a while. Is that okay?
You can say hi, sure.
I am still going to ride the same train you are. Because I
That's
can't help
fine.
myself.
It's public transportation. I can't stop you from riding a train.
Even though the YouTuber is clearly upset, he remains somewhat professional and understanding, which is really interesting to observe. What followed were 3 more update videos. Let's have a look.
And guess who's coming here?
So even...
I would have. I'm telling you, man, the man needs to get his ass kicked. Okay, listen, a man just. There are times when men just need to get their ass whipped. It's time, and he just does. He needs to get beaten up. Boogie, I'm telling you, I gotta help you here. Just whoop this dude's ass. He won't come near you again. Trust me.
And after the first confrontation, Gerard decides to still sit next to him in the train. Let's continue with the second clip. Here he shows that when he exits the train, Gerard immediately starts following him. The YouTuber moves train cars and he sat in front of him. He is very persistent and he probably truly believes that he can be friends with him. The last clip is the following one. It was a bit comedic towards the end, since the YouTuber thought he got rid of him, but he was instantly nearby again. After this, no video update followed, but he added a text in his descriptions. Here he writes, "These videos were recorded in 2011 and since then, this guy has disappeared. After bringing the police in on the matter, I think he got the hint and I was left alone. There are numerous other events that weirded me out, which aren't detailed in these videos, but I was lucky and was unscathed in all of my interactions. I mean, the interactions were nearly always polite on both sides. Still, Gerard clearly stepped over a personal boundary and should have stopped immediately after the first interaction. I guess he eventually understood what he was doing and didn't want to bother with the police and stopped his pursuit of a supposed friendship."
I will just say I'm hopeful. I'm glad that guy's gone, because that is a insane situation, man. Have a guy who's that persistent and just following you around everywhere. It's just, that's how fights start. That's how a man gets his ass whooped, is dumb decisions like that. You gotta think yourself. If a man makes it clear you don't want to be your friend, don't keep trying. You just gotta leave it be.
This one's really interesting. A camera caught a man trying to break into a home, but the police couldn't arrest him despite the evidence. On June 29 last year...
Oh, I hate this guy. I fucking hate this guy. I hate this case. This is the case that started it. For y'all wondering, for all watching these videos and decide what makes me hate police, it's this. It's this started it. This is what started. Out of all the things, I saw this first, and this is what started my anger towards police. Because nothing about what police do here makes any logical fucking sense. You cannot there was no one here who could convince me how what the police did here made any sense. It never will. It never will. This is what started my annoyance with police. This is what started. It was not George Floyd. It was not any other case like that. It was this that started it. They fucking helped. And every video I reacted to has helped me with my not liking the police. But this is what started it. Because it makes no fucking sense.
Here, a man can be seen on security camera footage, using a metal blade to break into Cindy and Robert Hemingway's Van Nuys home. While this was happening, Cindy was at home alone, while her husband was out of town. He was watching everything unfold on the Ring security camera and told his wife to immediately call the police. Cindy was also communicating with the intruder to maybe spook him off, but police arrived in time anyway. Cindy showed the police the footage, but the guy wasn't even arrested. Now this was due to a policy named Prop 47. I'm not too familiar with the law in the US, but apparently certain felonies can be reclassified as misdemeanors, even though the evidence spoke for itself. The LAPD couldn't really react and claimed that the intent of the man wasn't clear enough, and that their hands are tied because of the policy.
Bullshit! But who creates a law like that? Who creates a law when you look at the kid and he's like, well, Clay's trying to break in, what do you want us to do? You know, the law makes it so he can't do anything and he's fine to just walk free. This makes no fucking sense. There cannot be an actual law like this. There cannot be a law where a clearly, easily decisible break-in and entering attempt cannot be looked at because he didn't... because he failed at the crime. So he would have to actually break into the house in order for them to actually arrest him. Or would that still be a misdemeanor? Well, you're still alive, what do you want us to do? Like... someone explain this, I don't fucking get it. It makes my blood boil this.
So they let him go. And the LAPD chief officer also promised to launch a proper investigation to potentially correct their own mistakes. So this one was recommended to me by Zeus. This is actually a larger rabbit hole, but I'll only speak about the main aspects and I'll keep it short. This topic was shared on the subreddit Rabbit Holes by a user named Minty Mint. They claim that there is a rabbit hole that is well explored, but doesn't have any attention. Basically, there is a woman who creates numerous accounts on Instagram to create the illusion that she has a supportive community. In her images, she shares that she has a service dog, which in actuality is a wolf. Now the wolf is actually not even alive. She's still walking around with it and pretends that everything is fine with her behavior. Now I cannot show the image here for obvious reasons, but I can show some of the commenters. Here an account, which seems to be her old account, writes, "I don't see why everyone is so upset. This is the same as a child or someone bringing a stuffed animal into the store. It doesn't matter."
Okay, yeah. So this girl's typing her own comments, because if you have a dead wolf, and you were dragging it into stores and that's a problem. That is not the same as a child. Because if you're bringing here's the newsflash for you. Herself. I'm gonna give herself the newsflash. If you have a dead child and you're walking around with it, that's a problem. That's not okay. That's a problem.
A different person writes, "Is it just me who finds this hella disrespectful? I mean, if it was a soft toy, then yeah, fair enough. But carrying around the body of an animal just seems morally wrong. Surely once something has passed away, it should be laid to rest, and not be disturbed. Don't know about you, but I know when I pass away, I don't want to be carried around into shops and stuff like that." There's a bit more in her profile, but it pretty much boils down to the stuff that I covered.
That's a weird situation. That's a woman who needs some mental help.
The following footage was captured by a Ring doorbell camera in Bristol. It shows a man approach the home of Kathleen Frescarelli on a very late Sunday night.
Yeah, this is not someone I want to see on my doorbell camera. It's a man who wanted to murder a person. That's clearly it. He wanted to kill someone, I can tell.
After the man tried to open the door, knocked on the door, and waited for a few seconds, he decides to use a sleeve to wipe his fingerprints off the doorknob. It's clear that he wasn't up to no good after wiping off his fingerprints.
No.
He also was wearing a bag, but it's unclear what was inside. The man then left and drove away in his car. Kathleen decided to share this footage on social media in order to identify the man, but to this date there was no one who was able to identify him. The Bristol Police Department are investigating this case, but they haven't gotten any other calls about this individual. This seems to be a one-time thing from the side of the suspect, which is really odd. It's a really mysterious case.
Update on the voodoo doll.
If you've been following the channel for a while, you might remember this one specific topic. It was the first topic I ever covered in this series.
Oh, okay, that voodoo doll. Okay, my bad. I misunderstood. I forgot about that.
Way back in episode 1, I talked about a doll that was thrown in a sea or river and later burned. A few people speculated that this might be a voodoo doll, and there were a couple of theories as to why they decided to burn this doll. In April this year, I received an email from a viewer with a very interesting take on this matter. They assume that the doll may have been based on Slappy from Goosebumps, but the doll in the river was bigger, and the hands are also different. Instead, they claim that it was made for a movie called Dead Silence, since the hands of the doll match with that of the poster. If this indeed is a prop from the movie, the people burning it lost out on a lot of money. The hands could match and the overall appearance seems very similar. The only thing that doesn't seem to completely match is the hair. If we take both images side by side, the hair looks different. I couldn't find a model that had a similar hairstyle compared to the doll found in the sea. I mean, even if we hypothetically say that this was indeed the prop from the movie, there is still no backstory to this. Why did the prop end up in the sea? I think this was interesting, but this still remains a mystery to this date. And that's it with the...
Alrighty, everyone. Let me know what you think. in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all for the next one.